And as the years go by, we got a new year, new things going to be happening. This is the most relevant program of the decade. It is Tech Time, and here we have Carlette.
Hey, Francois. Oh my.
Good new year to you.
Good new decade to you too.
New decade.
Yeah.
Well, I think they say that I think they call like 2010 the start of the next decade.
2010 was the start? Okay.
I think so. I don't like that,
new.
but I think it's new anyway.
So
it's a new year, exciting things, and what we know for sure is that this is the most exciting year in technology ever. Because every successive year is the most exciting
That's right.
year.
It just gets better and better.
So we're a part of it.
Indeed. And we're going to talk about tech trends for 2011. But first, I wanted to set your year right for 2010 by letting you know what you needed to do with your computer to make sure that you don't have any problems moving on.
What do you mean? What should I have been worrying about? Because I wasn't worrying about anything.
Really? You weren't worried about viruses and malware and running out of space and stuff like that?
What's the difference between virus and malware, or is it the same thing?
No, different things. A virus may want to get in and corrupt your computer, your files and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Malware.
And these are man-made, right? Viruses aren't like viruses. It's just a quirk. And it's doing bad to your computer.
It's doing bad things to your computer. It may be erasing your files. It may be...
But somebody wanted that to happen.
Somebody wanted that to happen. You want to know who wants it? People who would like to show off the fact that they can write code. Or conspiracy theories say that antivirus software engineers write viruses to make you buy the antivirus.
That makes a lot more sense.
It's very possible. I don't know.
And what is malware?
Malware, no. Malware is a broader term which includes viruses, but it also includes botnets. It also includes spyware and all sorts of other things that can hijack your computer and make it do things you don't want it to do.
Okay, so
like denial of service attacks.
The what?
Denial of service. So you heard about the whole WikiLeaks thing, and Assange, and some people pulling out their support, and then they were attacked. The thing about computers is if enough people try to get at a particular website, eventually the website goes, oh no, too many people, and shuts down.
Right.
This is called a denial of service attack. Lots of people attack one site or go to one site and it shuts down. Now you may not be participating, but malware installed on your computer
makes your computer do it
without you even knowing about it. So we got to stop this.
The last thing quickly just on this, and I know you want to get to your point, this thing about cookies and websites that once you go there they kind of tag your computer and follow to see what your trends are like. But there's a way to stop it.
There is a way to stop it. Now, first thing, cookies are not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I love open grades and cookies. Computer cookies are the same way. But too many cookies or the wrong kind of cookies are going to be bad for you. So cookies as a whole is not a bad thing. And sometimes it makes your browsing experience easier because if you go to like one of my favorite sites, Amazon.com, the cookie there says, oh, hello, Carlette. And I feel so special. But yes, they can put little bits of information on your computer and then they can track your browsing habits and they can track all sorts of patterns, which can be a bad thing. All browsers now have private browsing, which is really cool. You just go to, usually it's in the file menu, and you select private browsing, and then it no longer allows the computer to write cookies to your machine, to keep cookies at all. You don't eat cookies anymore. So every time you go to that site or anything you do on that site is practically anonymous. So that's one way to go about it.
Okay.
So if you're going to sites that you shouldn't be, at work particularly, you might want to start the private browsing first.
All right, you'll have to do a full program on that.
Employers are going to kill me for that one. But yes, for 2011, the first thing that you need to do is update your Windows. You must update your Windows. You can't go without it. You ever see that pop-up that comes and says, would you like to run Windows Update now, and you click ignore because you don't want to do it? Don't click ignore.
So every time, you know, there's something, every time I turn on the computer, so-and-so wants to update. So-and-so wants to update. You're telling me to update?
Generally, if you are a noob, I suggest that you update. Noob, of course, being newbie, meaning new to computers. Generally, you want to update because more often than not, those updates fix security holes and have patches that make your computer more secure.
But they're little tiny updates.
They're very little tiny updates because some hacker finds a flaw and Microsoft runs to fix the flaw, and so you want to update that. So the first thing you want to do, update your Windows.
But I want to make sure, would it be from somebody trying to sneak in, or it's usually trustworthy people who send that message to me?
No, the update is trustworthy. The update is from Windows, right? And it will have your little Windows icon and everything. I recommend you set it to automatically update. That way you don't even have to worry about it. And that would make your computer much safer.
It's not only Windows that does it, you know, but other like Java or whatever.
You want to update those as well.
Okay.
You want to keep them up.
So all right. I'm going to do it then.
Next thing, I want you to update your browser. Internet Explorer had a bad reputation for being unsecure. IE9 is a very secure browser. I don't use IE9, but big up to Hamilton and all those people who do.
I don't use Internet Explorer either.
Firefox.
Yes, I do.
There you go.
Or Google Chrome.
I love Google Chrome.
Yeah.
It's my new favorite browser.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Safari. Guess what? They're all free. Get them all. There's nothing wrong in getting them all. And when you update your browser, you want to update your Java, as you mentioned, and you want to update as well your Flash, because without good Flash, you can't watch movies.
Yes, yes, yes.
Some
sites have to have some special Flash and kind of thing.
Have to have the latest version of Flash. Another good reason to have the latest version of Flash is because Flash is a security flaw. Persons can use Flash to get into your computer to have it do all sorts of malicious things. So if you have the most up-to-date version, you are safe. Okay, I'll keep moving quickly. Gotta have antivirus. Gotta have antivirus. Now, unlike browsers, right, you only want one antivirus.
Yes.
You can't have several. You don't have 3 of them and say, oh yes, I'm triple safe. Doesn't work like that. They just work against each other. So you want one.
Okay, and which one are you suggesting for 2011?
Personally, I like AVG. AVG works for me.
What is AVG?
I don't know what AVG means.
Just type in AVG?
You type in AVG in your browser and it will come up.
And then I'll download it?
Download it. It's
free.
It's free. It works like a
We like free stuff.
Everything I mentioned this morning is free, by the way.
All right.
Avast is another very good one that's free.
Yeah.
And the one that has come highly recommended is Microsoft Security Essentials. Nobody knows Microsoft Windows like Microsoft. So if you have a Microsoft antivirus program, in theory, it should be the best one that you've got.
Let me ask you something that just popped into my mind. I don't hear you ever telling me that I need antivirus for my phone. How come?
Not yet. Not yet. But for
phones don't get viruses?
Phones previously have not been a major target of
Why
virus
not?
attacks because they were a closed environment. The Nokia Symbian system, the BlackBerry, it was such a rigid environment that
but it's on the internet.
True, but you see, your computer is a much broader thing.
You get emails and open emails.
All sorts of things. But with your phone, it's a very small, rigid, fixed operating system, so it was much harder to write viruses for your phone. But things are changing, and definitely it is one of the trends to watch for 2011. So you've preempted next week's show.
That is worrying, isn't it?
It is worrying because I don't know what I would do if my phone got a virus. Worse, my phone got a virus and gave it to my computer. It's like my entire world. We soon get to that.
Is there any way for
and there is antivirus for your phone.
Is there any way for whether it is jump drives, phones, computers to have protected sex?
There is. They can have protected intercourse, interplay, interfacing with other devices.
That's what I mean.
Yes, certainly, definitely with jump drives, you can have a little buffer between the two, and we can talk about that extensively. How to protect yourself specifically from viruses of all kinds, especially with, with Twitter, we're shortening URLs now, and with those shortened URLs, a lot of those are pointing to malicious websites and viruses. So that's a whole other topic that we need to get into.
So some of it is scary, although some of it is exciting, some of it is scary for 2011.
Speaking of free, I know you want to get productive. So if it is that you can't afford Microsoft Office, there is Office, openoffice.org or Microsoft Office Live, both of which are online, both of which are free, both of which open all your Office documents, your Word documents, your spreadsheets, and your presentations, so you can edit them. It doesn't cost you a dime. My
only concern is, will I have it forever? And forever, I mean at least 3 years, so that I don't start storing all this information and then next year I can't get it.
Well, I'm absolutely confident that Microsoft Office Live will be around, and if for some reason it's not around, you still have Microsoft Office, which you would have to pay for in order to access your files. So one way or another, you're covered.
If it's important, I think you should pay for it.
I agree.
If it's really important. If you just, just stuff.
Yeah, it's just dabbling around.
Yeah. All right.
When you have all of these files, your computer gets very messy. So you want to download CC Cleaner. It is free, works like a charm. It's going to get rid of all those registry files that are no longer relevant. It will get rid of unnecessary cookies. It will get rid of all sorts of stuff.
CC Cleaner.
Yes, CC Cleaner.
I never heard of that.
I've mentioned it before.
Cleaner?
It's the show. Yes, CC Cleaner. It scrubs your hard drive. Just scrub. And of course, it scrubs it so clean that if someone else, like, FBI or somebody tried to get to it, they wouldn't be able to get to the information either. So it's a very, very good program.
CC Cleaner. I'm going to look it up.
If you want,
and you're saying I should use that?
Yes, you should use it.
And you're not going to scrub out something that I want?
You need to be careful. You don't want to tell it
There
to
you
just
go.
clean out your register, but everything you need to be careful with. Got 10 minutes? Get technofied with Tech Time on Tuesdays in Trivial Pursuit with Francois and me, Carlette, on the blazing 95 FM.